Hello, so today we'll be doing Hit Me With Your Best Shot by Pat Benatar, another song to do with some of the bands at school. It's a song that we can play very simply, and also it's quite complicated if we want it to be. So show it to the band, so it doesn't matter what level they're playing at, we can get them playing along. Just going to show you it with one string for now, and then we're going to add it to 5 chords, and that's it. So it's going to start, if we play it with one string on the A string, remember to rest that hand on the bridge most of the time, unless we're strumming some big chords. We can play it with one finger if we really want to. Start on the 7th fret of the A string, which is an E. And then we've got the open A string twice. Then to the 4th fret of the A string. And then to the 2nd fret of the A string. So altogether you've got. Now them open A's in the middle, we can use that time to move this left hand up the guitar ready for the 4. So we don't, and then think, oh, I've got to move there now. Do it while you're playing the A's. And I'm ready. And then it plays back to 7, 2 A's again. And then we've got this part which is dead even, all quavers, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We've got 4, 2, open, back to 2. Altogether that's. Now we put them 2 sections together, so we'll end up with 7, open, 4, 2, 2, back to 7, open, then 4, 4, 2, 2, 0, 0, 2, 2. Yeah, all together. Yeah, she runs that round twice, and then it goes to verse. A couple of parts we can add to that chorus if we want to make it a little bit more complicated or sound a little better. That first note, so we can slide off of it, so when we hit it, keep the pressure on. When you get to the 3rd or 2nd or 3rd fret, just take your finger off, ready to play there straight away. Yeah, it just adds a bit more effect to it, yeah, together. Yeah, now if you pass playing on one string and you want to make it a bit harder to play, we can play this with 5 chords and it sounds really good with some distortion on, overdrive. So 5 chords, it's a movable shape. I like 5 chords. If we like rock music, we like 5 chords. So first finger onto the 7 of the 5th string, and then our 3rd finger comes down a string and then down 2 frets. So it's going to be on the 9th fret of the D string of the 4th string, yeah? Now, as beginners, we have a fear of touching strings we're not playing, and we end up with our hands up here, and I see this all the time. And then when you play, you end up hitting these open strings that ring and sort of changed the sound of it and doesn't sound very nice quite a lot of the time. So it's quite the opposite. We want our fingers quite flat onto this, and it makes the chord easy to play as well. And these fingers sort of facing our face as we go along, this shape, it moves along, yeah, and it kind of points at us on an angle, yeah, if you can see where my fingers go there. But although my fingers are touching my first finger's touching all the other strings, it's not got any pressure on it, so them 3 strings are dead, yeah? And I even put my first finger just up against the side of the 6th string, so even that one is pretty dead, yeah? And the only part of pressure on my first finger is around my fingertip, that's pushing down the 5th string, yeah? And then my 3rd finger has got the fingertip on to the 4th string, the D string, 9th fret, yeah? So even if I do hit the other strings, you can only hear them 2 ringing, so you get dead, 7, 9, dead, 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 because we are going to hit those strings whether we want to or not, yeah, at times. So it's better to get the technique to have them muted. And while we're practicing in our bedrooms, and it's generally not very loud, it's not too much of an issue. But if you ever play like live on stage and you've got a big amplifier and you've turned up to 11, those open strings will start to feed back and make a big horrible noise. Well, a noise that you don't particularly want at that moment in time. And then you've got to fight it. So I think I spent quite a few of my first gigs learning the hard way with some of these noises when you've got a high gain. I played heavy metal stuff, a high gain situation where you've got to have your strings dead at all times, otherwise they just feed back instantly and make a load of noise. So having good technique with the left hand to kill the other strings is important, yeah? Now, playing 5 chords, yeah? Now your A5, like I say, it's kind of the same shape, yeah? You've still got open A, and you're going to come down a string and down 2 frets. It's still the same thing, yeah? But we'll just play that 4th string 2nd fret and the open A together. So you have that A and that E, it's the 1 and the 5, so you have, and then 4, 4, 2, 2, and back again, 7, A, 4, 4, 2, 2, A, which is a quick movement of that finger, yeah, and that's your verse, your chorus should I say, and your intro and your outro all at once, yeah? Right, now the verse starts off again, we'll do it with 1 string for now. 7 on your 5th string, again, all on the 5th string, and then we're going to go 6, 4, 0, 2. Yeah, so that's 7, 6, 4, 0, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, four times in the song, yeah. You got 2 verses. It happens during the guitar solo, and it happens on the 3rd verse after the guitar solo. That is all the parts of the song. So if we're going to play this part with 5 chords, you can either just do it as a and then move up a fret, or I like to do it with the 7 and the 9, and then extend it for that nice chord there, and then you'd have 6 and 9 together. And you can palm mute those 2s and slowly release it, so getting that palm onto these strings. Yeah, just to make a bit more effect. But it's an easy 1-string song if you want it just to be nice and simple and basic. And like I say, you can complicate it more by turning it into 5 chords, adding a few slides. If you wanted to add in the extra extended chord. And that's kind of it. There are a few other sections in it, but they're pretty difficult. The guitar solos, pretty good. I'm not going to cover that today. Whether I do in the future or not, I don't know. And the bit after the guitar solo where it breaks down and there's a little palm muted. Yeah, part which I'm not going to cover today. Again, that's quite difficult. So, hope you enjoyed this. Hope you found it useful. Another easy song to play with the band together. See you next time.